Starfield is the latest new IP from Bethesda, their first new IP in over 2 decades, and there's quite a bit riding on it in my opinion. Let me show you what I learned and saw of the game at E3, and show you some unnecessarily detailed trailer analysis. Thank you for coming to my Tomato Talk. In Starfield, you work for a company that seems to be keeping the last group of explorers in work. The following is speculation, but given the art style and atmosphere they seem to be going for, this game could take place in the dying years of the colonial time for humanity. A small but substantial amount of systems have been discovered and settled upon. The age of expansion is mostly over, now to strive for prosperity. But there's still a group out there looking to shed a light on the deep reaches of space. Constellation. And during these journeys, you will meet many other individuals and factions. End speculation mode. In the new trailer for the game, it is said that you've found the key to unlocking everything. So you may not be important from the get-go, but you'll be playing the hero, of course. The game is an RPG. You play as you like, go where you want, and explore planets. How many planets? Well, I was originally thinking anywhere from 4 to 6 with a massive amount of space to explore. But given many companies are developing production models for explorable planets and a couple other hints, we could be looking at the possibility of more. The description specifically calls out the galaxy as the space of exploration, and throughout these concept images you can see all kinds of environments, biomes, cities, and stories. That being said, Todd Howard has made sure to specify this is not a universe-based game like No Man's Sky might be. I believe this game will likely follow the same path as Star Citizen, procedurally generating assets with a lot of handcrafted design mixed in to make sure things don't get too boring or samey. There's quite a bit that you can get from these concept images too. For one, these cities look like they've been around for a while, and this points towards humanity having spread throughout the stars for some time now. We've been told the game takes place about 300 years in the future, and in an interview it was revealed the lore has been constructed to explain what has happened between then and now, so the game is also set in our timeline. While you will still supposedly be involved with this company Constellation, just like Skyrim, you'll be able to interact with or maybe even join factions. Through an in-game memo from the trailer, we've already been able to learn of a few possible names for star systems in lore, including Sagan, Alpha Centauri, Chris, Cheyenne, Lunara, and Narian. 2 security firms known as SysDef and the Vanguard, a pirate collective comprised of different groups known as the Crimson Fleet, a governing body of colonies known as the Freestar Collective, and another government known as the United Colonies, who apparently are cool with systematically exterminating a pirate faction. This is a lot to take in, but it's been made clear during interviews that factions will be a big part of the game, and judging by past Bethesda titles will likely be a large factor in how your story plays out. Now, getting into the trailer, I gotta say, part of what I love about gameplay trailers is we understand what affects gameplay. All of the details I'm about to show you might not have anything to do with gameplay, but at the very least, could speak towards the direction of the fiction and the direction they want to go with the universe. One of the most interesting things I picked up on this trailer was the fact that our character was returning from a fairly remote outpost, clearly with some initiative from Constellation as they are in communications.
Constellation Starship Frontier. We have you on scanners.
However, our character just brought home a rifle with 24 out of 100 rounds in it. Did they find this weapon there? Did they use it on the inhabitants? Was Vasco the robot just cleaning up the mess afterwards? This is a subtle part of the trailer, but I think it speaks a lot towards what the tone of our missions might be. We also get to see a watch that was leaked before and appears to be a big part of the game. Now this game is meant to be played in first person mode, but can be played in third. And I wouldn't be surprised, knowing Bethesda, if the watch acted diegetically as your information on command while playing, much like a Pip-Boy in Fallout. Then there's the writing on the mirror. The first bit talks about optimal settings for the spaceship, including the best engine, shield, and gravity settings. This could point towards space combat, or at the very least, ship power management, allowing for ship customization based on your needs. But as far as I know, Bethesda has never let us control our own vehicles, especially not aerospace vehicles in-game. So this could be a good stretch, but at the very least, maybe we'll be able to control our ship and use it as a home. There's also a blurb here about something called Tranquility A, which may possibly be a stimulant of some sort. This is where we also see likely the most significant object in the trailer. a depiction of something massive and very important, considering the voiceover.
It's the key to unlocking everything.
In the next few scenes, we get a sense of the game's technology, noticing a lot of physical action and manual movements to interact with the cockpit. This is not your sleek sci-fi experience of Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, or Mass Effect. This seems to be aiming for a more grounded and familiar approach, what Todd wants to call NASA punk. And we again see ship-specific settings, possibly another hint at gameplay. And here's a little fun tidbit I noticed, nothing important, just a quick reference. It sounds something like this line says, Graviton Loop LA spool check.
Graviton Loop Array Spool check.
Now, I'm willing to bet that that second word is some word that I can't quite understand that starts with an F, and it refers to the same status as the table earlier in the trailer here. The focus on the ignition in this system also seems to hint at a lack of major technological change in those 300 years, with a system that seems quite similar to current day. And then it sounds like a Carrack. Ultimately, the trailer did not give too much away. In fact, many people are saying that we got literally no information at all. But I do feel it could hint at quite a bit, which I think is the point of these trailers sometimes. Nothing is certain yet, and everything should be taken with a grain of salt, and we should definitely be waiting to hear more before getting too excited. But the prospect of an important space-based RPG in the making, well, it definitely gets me interested. Long in the making, a thorough and deep wiki full of lore, the first new IP from the studio in 25 years, a pretty clear passion and excitement after Fallout fatigue that I think we could all see at Bethesda, and all this focus and attention from Microsoft despite having several other major projects in development. This game is meant to be something special, but will it? I believe this is meant to be one of Microsoft's main series moving forward. We can all say that Bethesda has trashed their reputation a bit over the last decade and has a lot to make up for. And I know 15% of the comments will be about not trusting Bethesda, but this isn't about trusting Bethesda. This is about considering an entirely new fiction that could be around to enjoy for years in different ways. And it's about remembering that Microsoft has made some very smart decisions in the last 5 years when it comes to gaming. So I think it's possible this could be a good game. And it's also meant to be more like Bethesda's old games. I know many players didn't experience their games before Skyrim, but this is generally cause for excitement. Make no doubt, Starfield is a big investment for both companies, and I think at the very least Microsoft is going to make sure this is a franchise, not a game. Whether that does happen though, we will see. Thank you for watching this video. While I cover a lot of Star Citizen, I aim to bring you information and opinions about much of sci-fi gaming. And you can get plenty more content subscribing here, or on my second gaming channel, Space Tomato 2. Whatever you decide to do though, I hope you learned something here today. And I'll catch you later.